You got people out here working and paying their bills and taking care of their family. Then this another thing. Y'all got all them kids. You knew that you weren't gonna be able to afford those children. You knew.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your host, Bruce GNT, and for today's video, we're gonna do something new. All right. So I've been thinking of an idea of what I want to do when it comes to, how I utilize TikTok. Because the only time I really use TikTok is when I'm trying to do videos for the channel. That's pretty much really it. I'm not on here often. So for today, we're gonna try something. This might be the first episode of Bruce versus TikTok. We're gonna try it out, see how it goes. The reason I've been holding off on it because whenever I tried doing it, the videos came out long as hell, and I want to keep this relatively short. So we're not gonna waste the time. We're gonna jump right in. And for today's episode, we're gonna go over food stamps.
Y'all are so stupid, you would put Simple Simon to shame. I want you to ask yourself, why are you so incredibly triggered by the fact that someone can have a bag of chips or a cookie? Why does that bother you so? Because let me ask you a question. People often get mad that people who get EBT benefits buy snack foods or they buy cookies or whatever, but then y'all turn around and get mad that they buy steak and shrimp. Like, do you want them to eat oatmeal and bologna sandwiches? Like, where does the line, like, where is the line drawn? Y'all get on.
Look, the line is drawn right here, right? The fact of the matter is that these government assisted programs, right? Government assistance, not provision assistance, right? Is funded by the taxpayers. All right, it's funded by taxpayers. So when people like to sit here and say like, "Oh, well, mind your business," it's like, no, this is my business because it's my money that's going to that. I pay taxes. So that's the first point. The second point is that I hate when people try to make it seem like that's like, oh, well, people just want like a little cookie or like a little snack or whatnot. Can we be real with each other here? Can we be honest? You do know that people are getting more than just one or two cookies. You know that, right? This is a country of overabundance. People get more than what they can consume, or better yet, what they should consume, and they do it to like a very high degree. So let's not try to make it seem like, oh, well, the kids, we're doing it for the babies. The kids just want a little cookie. Look, the fact of the matter is that when it comes to us as Americans, right, heart disease, obesity, and diabetes are on the rise. They're killing us. And we're not even going to talk about the black community because all three of those things I just listed are much higher for us than anyone else. And I'm not trying to be rude, but case in point right here. And that's not to say that I'm only addressing the black community when it comes to like EBT and food stamps, because I've seen many diverse amounts of people on these government assisted programs, but we got to be real. When I go, and I grew up in an area where a lot of people are on EBT, so I'm not pulling this out of my ass. And when I go to Walmart, you can always tell the ones that are on EBT. And then not only that, I hear it sometimes. But I'm not going to sit here and act like when they go into the store that they're getting one or two treats. No, they're filling the cart with sodas, juice, snack cakes, sugar cereal, candy, all that bullshit. I don't like how whenever people come online to make these videos, they make it seem like that's not what's really, yes, it is what's going on. And you know that. So stop faking the funk.
Get on my nerves. Y'all don't want children to have birthday cakes. Y'all don't want children to have treats. Most people on EBT are not going to the store buying a plethora of junk or snacks. They are getting food to.
You a whole damn lie. So you're telling me that there are not people out here. I'll scratch that. So you're telling me, right, that the people down EBT, they're not getting a whole plethora. They're not. You're lying. And the thing is either you just so happen to not see those people at all, which is fair, or you're just lying because you know that is the case. Look, we can sit here and pretend all day long, but the fact of the matter is that we know what we see, and we know what the statistics show us. When you look at a lot of underprivileged or just impoverished areas where more than likely those people are going to be on EBT, and you look at the health of those people, the obesity of those people, the diabetes of these people, that's not from them eating a few snacks. It's not. It's from them consistently eating that junk. And then not only that, they keep talking about the kids and be like, oh, you don't want to have birthday cake? Look, if you can't afford to get your kid a birthday cake, even though you're on government assistance, because trust me, I understand that. I've seen it. I know that. But if you can't afford a birthday cake, come on now. On your own dime? Come on. And then not only that, yes, you're right. This is for the kids. The kids are obese. I can't tell you how many times I'll go into Walmart and I see the usual suspects. And when I say that, I don't mean like black people. I mean the biggins, right? They in the driving shopping cart and you see their 3 kids trailing behind them with the other shopping cart filled to the brim with snack foods and they all obese. I'm not going to act like I don't see that. I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, you know what? I don't know their circumstances. What are they, big boned? That's not real. Like, don't try to lie to me. Come on now, let's be real here. You know, it's not some like onesies or twosies snacks. No, it's not. And you know what's also funny too? People are so against their own health that they're fighting against this. They're like, you don't want people to have snacks? Yeah, read the labels of those snacks. Cause I know y'all don't. Read them. Read those like little snack cakes that y'all pining for, like, oh, let the babies eat snacks. Yeah, if you knew what was in there and the side effects, because all you gotta do is look it up, right? And you can even take a picture. I think they got certain apps for that as well. You can look it up and then you'll see exactly what those side effects of that food ingredient are. And I don't know, take your time and figure out if that's what you want to put in your child's body. Food for thought.
Themselves. I don't know why y'all are so triggered by this and y'all are celebrating it. It starts with food. It always starts with food. First, they're regulating and telling us what we can and cannot eat. And then it gets worse. But y'all are too stupid to realize it's not about the food. It's never about the food. It is about control.
It's about the food because I've been to many different places and outside the country as well. Americans are obese. We are fat. We are fat. Talk to people that have come to our country from other countries and they'll tell us that our portion sizes are astronomically larger than theirs. The amount of sugar that we eat, because they have the same products, and guess what? It's not full of sugar like that. It's not good. And it's affecting our children getting younger and younger. Because we're not going to sit here and pretend that we don't see these little young babies eating this little junk food and everything like that because it's a little snack, it's a little treat. Come on now. Why we... And we're talking about, oh, it starts with controlling the food. Controlling the food? You know what? The thing is with American people, we enjoy a lot of liberties to the point that there could be something that could be literally killing us. And our government, and I'm not agreeing with it, but I'm just saying the fact that matter. And our government could try to regulate it and say, hey, no, this is bad for you and it's killing you. And we're going to boycott and be upset and be like, well, we should have the right to do what we want. If they were to somehow like ban cigarettes, which they never could, ban cigarettes, you would see how people be up in arms. Cigarettes that have no health value and literally kill you, you would see how people would be so pissed and so angry that they're banning this thing that kills you. And you know what's crazy too? Didn't Obama, or mainly his wife, push for like an initiative with the school lunches and everything like that? Y'all wasn't talking about control then. Y'all hated it. Don't get me wrong, because I was in school during that time. They was dragging her name through the mud. They were pissed that she was making the foods healthy. They were pissed. But back then, people weren't talking about control. No, they just want you to eat better, because big back to the extreme. Can we be honest? Or we just gonna act like that's not the case? Are we gonna act like we don't have a health crisis within our country? Are we going to act like the foods that we make in here can't go to other countries because they're full of all these preservatives and toxic chemicals that are killing us? We're going to sit here and act like that's not the case. Like, that's not real? All right, cool.
I'm only going to speak on this because I'm a mom who receives food stamps. But it's so sad that y'all want to see people without so fucking bad. They're doing that little cut to the food stamps and the Medicaid where it hasn't passed the Senate yet. But we know the whole Senate is Republican, so we already know. Let's just hope and pray that somebody in their right mind come to their fucking senses. You feel me? But it's the fact that y'all happy about this shit. Oh, now y'all can get y'all lazy asses up and stop living off our money for free. Y'all think people who receive government assistance don't work? Y'all think we don't work?
Yes, we do think that, because either one, we see it because we know people or know of people that talk about it and they proudly say it. And then two, the beautiful thing about technology, right? The beautiful thing about TikTok is that y'all are so dumb. Y'all go out there and tell y'all business. No one's asking you to. And yet they have people that jump on here that proudly exclaim that they don't work and that they get this amount of food stamps because of all the kids that they have. So yes, I grew up in Brooklyn. Yes, I know people that did not work and survived off the being on Section 8 and food stamps for years. And then guess what? Pass it on to their kids. Yeah.
Work? Baby, housing done went up. The cost of living done went up. The food cost done went up. Daycare done went up. We out here fucking damn near about to lose our fucking lives trying to hustle and get money to goddamn pay the bills. That's why we need the government assistance. The fuck? Car payments done went up. Car insurance done went up. And it's gonna go up some more because tariffs. people who own government assistance are poor, they're lazy, or they don't work. Where did y'all get that from? I think that's a step.
Like I said in the last video, right? I like how people like to sit up here and make it sound like these things aren't real. We get it from y'all because people talk about it. There was a woman that literally talked about her food stamps fraud and then tried to make it seem she wasn't, like she was joking about it, right? And now she owes $35,000 because she bragged about it. I don't know if she wasn't working per se, but don't get mad at the people, because look, I understand what this is, right? You're upset and you felt attacked, like people were directly talking about you when they made it seem like they're happy that all the people get kicked off of food stamps that have taken advantage of it. No, this is not personal about you, right? It's about the people that have taken advantage of it, they're abusing the system and committing fraud. That's what this is about, all right? You may be working your hardest, and honestly, congratulations, that's good for you. But there are other people out there that are not. It is not some random stereotype that just came out of nowhere. Stereotypes are earned. You do know that, right? No one's just popping out of nowhere, just out of thin air. People that are on food stamps and government systems don't work. No, because there are people out there that make it bad for everyone else. Everyone else. That's what happens. That's why this is going on, because people, one, don't know how to keep their mouth shut, and two, want to abuse the system. You're going to act like I can't go on this app right now and find someone that's bragging about having a whole bunch of kids and getting all this money in food stamps and purposely not working. You're going to act like that doesn't exist. That's not a thing. Come on now.
Stereotype y'all started because people in the hood or the projects or the trailer parks, yeah, y'all put that on everybody. No, bitch. That ain't how that work. Because I'm at work. I'm in school. I'm doing the best I can. I need my food stamps. But if they take it away, I'm going to do what I got to do to make ends meet. It ain't going to stop nothing.
So, okay, why does it matter then? You just said, so, okay, two things, right? If it's not going to stop nothing, it sounds to me that you don't really need to be on it. Things will just get a little bit more uncomfortable for you when it comes to like making ends meet, because you just sat up here and said that if they took it away from you, you'd relatively be fine. Okay. I wouldn't go online saying that, but sure. And then two, if it's not going to bother you, so why are you doing it? You know, like, I know the whole point of her video is the fact that she feels like people are personally coming at her and looking at her sideways, being like she's lazy. Baby, if you out here working and doing your thing, then cool. If someone came online and said something about black people and say how they this, that, and the third, they lazy, they bums, they ugly, I'm going to sit there and be like, damn, I wonder who they talking about, because it's not me. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't going to make a video about it. I don't care. It don't matter to me. I want to address what she said as well. She said how they just made it up and just threw that on people that live in like poor areas. And I'm happy she didn't make it like a race thing, because yeah, I've been to some poor white areas. I mean, like, hide your wallet, poor people out white areas. Poor black areas, poor Hispanic areas and everything like that. I've been to those areas, yeah. And let me tell you something. There are people in all those areas that don't work on purpose and have a bunch of kids to get government assistance. I've met the children of these people and they openly said it. You know what I'm saying? No one's making this up out of nowhere. It comes from lived experiences, and they have statistics showing it that people have been on food stamps, not so much food stamps, but on government assistance for years and years and years. This isn't like, this didn't get plucked out of thin air. It came from somewhere. It came from some type of reality that exists. That's where it came from. Be mad at the people that effed it up for you by abusing the system. Be mad at them. They're the ones that's making it bad for everyone, because now it's making it so that they had to raise the bar, and they had to really use like a discerning eye to make sure, okay, do you really need this, or are you just a bum? And now they're gonna have limits on it, which I think there should already have been limits on it, because it makes no sense that you on this thing for 10 plus years and you still can't get your shit together. I hate saying it, but it's a fact. Then you failed. If it's taking you 10 plus years to get your shit together and you still are exactly where you started out at, you failed. I'm sorry. And you don't have any type of like debilitating thing or whatnot, you're not disabled, yeah, you failed. I'm sorry. It is what it is. And you know, the whole thing is sad. And you want to know why it is sad? Because a lot of people getting painted with a broad brush, because she's right, painted with a broad brush to make it seem like that they're out here just not doing their thing. Some of them are really trying. You know, another caveat to that is that if you out here and you struggling by yourself, don't have kids. I'm not speaking about her. I'm just speaking in general, because there's a lot of people out there that out here having kids, broke as fuck, and now they even broke her. And I'm just like, so why'd you have kids? Like, how you broke but you got all this time to be fucking? Get your money up, men and women. I'm confused.
So y'all, I'm doing a video today because as I'm continuously scrolling on my TikTok, I keep seeing y'all post these stories and post these things about them cutting off food stamps. Okay, so the reason I'm rolling my eyes is because most, M-O-S-T, because y'all tend to not really listen properly. Most of everybody that's on food stamps and even Section 8, I know I mentioned Section 8 in another video, but this video is about food stamps. Most of y'all that's on food stamps be lazy as a bitch. I grew up with a mama that stayed on food stamps. That bitch was lazy. That lady, most of y'all purposely sit around and don't work to get food stamps. Y'all would rather choose getting food stamps over actually working to be able to pay your bills.
And this is what I'm talking about. People make it seem we're just pulling this out of thin air. No, look, joining the military for me, I've already had my eyes open to certain things, but it really expanded because I met so many different people, so many different backgrounds, and we talked. And I've met people like this who legitimately said, yo, my parents were on food stamps consistently and just refused to work. So no one's making up that some people out there are lazy as hell. No, I know these people. I know what I'm talking about. Just like how I know people are still selling food stamps. They give people their food stamp card, they exchange money with it. Well, that's a lie? That doesn't happen?
When most of the time, y'all own food stamps and don't get no real food. Yes, I said it, real food. Every time I look around, people that's on food stamps getting straight junk food for them kids. All these darn Kool-Aid packs and juice, like these artificial messed up juices, cakes, all types of Debbie cakes, man. Y'all don't be feeding them kids real food. But sitting around here crying online, talking about he cutting them out. Get up and go work. You got people out here working and paying their bills and taking care of their family. Then this another thing. Y'all got all them kids. You knew that you weren't going to be able to afford those children. You knew.
Thank you. But yet there's still going to be people that's going to sit there and be like, nah, y'all wrong. So we're just all lying. You're right. We're all lying. She's absolutely right. They got people out there. I remember growing up, you will always be able to tell who would get food stamps because you just see their cart fill up during a certain time of the month.
From the jump, if something like this was to go down and happen, you need to be able to afford the children that you decided to have. I'm young and I know this. If I know I can't afford 7 kids, why the heck I done set up there and kept laying down having them? Another thing is, y'all got 7 kids and be single. Where is your husband? So you don't mean to tell me you done sat around here and kept believing these men and having kids with these men? And now you in this situation and now you crying on TikTok. We can't help you. Get up and go work.
Get up and go work. I'm confused. What's the issue? And I'm not even speaking about black people. I mean people in general, because I've seen it. White, Hispanic, black, everything in between. I've seen people with the Humpty kids. I'm gonna tell you something else too. I've talked to some of those kids that grew up in those environments where their parents purposely didn't work and was popping out babies one by one. Either by one man or multiple men. I grew up with some of them. I served with some of them. They knew what y'all were doing, but we want to sit here and act like, oh, that's not true. That never happened. That's no. We're getting like we're getting like 1 or 2 cookies. Fuck out of here. You ain't getting no 1 or 2 cookies. I seen y'all carts.
So y'all remember that time that I got on TikTok telling y'all about the food stamps? Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why the fuck did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back $35,000. They turned my food.
This was the video I was talking about where like she was telling people basically to lie to get food stamps and cry and everything like that, and now she has to pay $35,000.
Food stamp off, and I gotta pay back $35,000. Now I'm fucking aggravated because how y'all didn't know I was playing on here? Y'all just running with shit. But them motherfuckers really turned my goddamn food stamps off, and I have to.
I was just playing. She said it with her whole chest. She wasn't playing. It's because she got caught. That's what it was. It's because she got caught. And I have no sympathy. Because it's people like her that make it bad for everyone else. I remember being told in the military, right, that rules and laws never expand. They only get tighter. So in other words, right, we have rules and regulations as to how people get food stamps and Section 8 and everything like that, right? And what they're going to do is not going to expand. It's not going to get looser. It's not. It's going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. That's why what's happening is happening now, because people like this want to make it bad for everybody else. And then now look, you got to pay $35,000. and they cut your shit off. You gotta make something work. You gotta make something shake.
To pay them back $35,000. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna get $35,000 from, but I have to pay them back. So y'all, watch what y'all put on the internet because everything is not for the internet. And I learned that. Now I'm sitting here stuck, hungry as fuck, no food. And I don't got no fucking $35,000, so I don't know where they think I'm about to get that from.
I don't know. You got to figure something out. And I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because actions met consequences in that moment. That's kind of how that works. You do something wrong, and then you have to pay for that. You know, you're part of the problem as to why things are the way they are and why people take advantage of the system. There are people out there that are really struggling, and they can't get food stamps because it's all people like this that just keep effing it up. You know, I don't get it. I don't get when people are gonna figure out and learn that, one, you need to stand up on your own 2 feet, and then two, not everything is for some weird personal attack or some authoritarian type ploy to like get people under control. Like, no, y'all motherfuckers are fat, and they're trying to make sure that y'all don't get fatter and die more, because guess what? The more y'all get fat, the more people have to pay when it comes to medical and everything like that, because we don't have universal health care. But that's it for this video, guys. I will do more when it comes to Bruce versus TikTok. This is like a trial run, so this is like a pilot episode. That's what we're going to call it, a pilot episode. You know, I'm going to try to improve it and adjust it a little bit more so it could be a lot more streamlined, a lot more smoother. But yeah, no, I like the idea of this, you know, because besides that, I don't really use TikTok. But if I was to use it like this, in this format, I think I enjoyed it a whole lot more. But you guys already know the drill. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you feel. Do you disagree with me? I know there's going to be some of you that do. But tell me why you disagree with me, you know. Tell me why you would agree with me if you've seen this and you have your own personal account of people either taking advantage of the system or people just eating unhealthily and then using food stamps to feed their addiction or feed their unhealthy habits. And subscribe if you want to see more. Peace.